Today we are going to see gravitation, full explanation under the gravitation, everything except capillary laws, universal law of gravitation, small g, how to calculate small g, gravitation, variation in altitude and height and depth, okay, gravitational potential energy, gravitational potential, many things we are going to learn under the gravitation, okay. So it's a complete revision. It's very helpful for you, those who are preparing for like JE or NEET, or it's a board exam for 11th standard, okay. It is for class 11. So first one, gravitation. So under the gravitation, first thing you should know what is the universal law of gravitation. So universal law of gravitation, it's for force of attraction between the two objects. So first I'm going to explain how the universal law of gravitation. It's a force of attraction between the two objects. The gravitational force is for the attraction of the two objects, okay. So I kept as a m1 mass. It is applicable all the places. M1 mass, m2 mass, m1 mass, m2 mass. It is at the distance between the two mass I am taken as a d. So universal law of gravitation, the first point, force is directly proportional to the product of two mass, m1 into m2. Second point, force inversely proportional to the distance between the squaring of distance between the two objects or two mass, okay. From center to center we can take it. Force is directly proportional to the product of two mass. Force is inversely proportional to the square root of distance between the two mass. It is a statement for universal law of gravitation. So F is directly proportional to product of mass, both the mass and distance between the squaring of two object, okay. When we are removing the directly proportional, we'll get the equality constant. That's going to be the capital G constant. Maybe it is a kg, anything you can write. It is g times of m1 m2 divided by d square. So we got gravitation constant. F is equal to g times of m1 m2 divided by d square. So it is a universal law of gravitation, the force of attraction between the two objects, okay. So the next concept, so capital G. What is capital G? Capital G is a gravitational constant. We are going to find what is a capital G SI unit and dimensional formula, okay. Capital G, we can call it is a universal gravitation constant. So the same equation, subject I am taken as a G, okay. So F times of G m1 m2 divided by d square. So I want what is capital G. So just I am modifying the equation, cross multiplication. So ft square divided by m1 into m2 is equal to capital G. Capital G is a universal gravitation constant. Capital G, we can take it as a universal gravitation constant, okay. The now next thing I am going to find it what is a SI unit and dimensional formula for universal gravitation constant. The second topic we are going to cover SI unit of capital G and dimensional formula for capital G. Force unit is the Newton, distance unit is the meter. Distance we can measure in the unit of meter. It is a mass, that we can take it as a kg, and again mass we have kg, okay. So kg we can take it as a kg square. So capital G SI unit will be Newton meter square divided by kg square, because kg we can take it as a kg square. So from denominator, if you are taken as a kg square as a numerator, Newton meter square kg minus 2, it is the one of the unit of the G, okay. So then again I am going to substitute what is a Newton. So Newton, it is a force SI unit, we can take it as a Newton. So it is a Newton is equal to force is equal to mass into acceleration. It is called Newton. Mass unit is going to be kg. Acceleration SI unit is going to be meter by second square. Acceleration is the velocity by time. It is a meter by second square. So instead of writing Newton, you can substitute as a kg meter second minus 2. So from denominator, if you are taken second as a numerator, you will get kg meter second minus 2. So 1 Newton is this much. So this I am going to substitute here. So capital G SI unit will be kg meter second minus 2, because Newton I substituted as a this much into meter square kg minus 2, okay. Just this solution I am doing. So kg it is plus 1, it is minus 2, meter plus 1 plus 2, second minus 2. So kg minus 1, meter, it is cube, second minus 2. So it is a capital G final SI unit. It is a gravitation constant, a universal gravitation constant final unit. The dimensional formula: m mass m minus 1, length is L, power 3, time is t power minus 2. It is a dimensional formula for capital G and it is a SI unit of capital G. Okay, so far we discussed what is universal of gravitation and a capital G, SI unit of capital G and dimensional formula for capital G. Okay, the next concept we are going to see what is the gravitation changes, okay, in height and depth. Yeah, now we are going to see what is small g. Small g we can write as acceleration due to gravity. Okay, before going to the small g, just we will come to know what is the value of capital G. So capital G we got the unit, okay, it is a constant value. So capital G we got the SI unit of capital G is Newton meter square kg minus 2. It's also one of the unit, whatever unit you want you can take it. This are the one of the unit of capital G. The value of capital G is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. It's a final value of capital G. Okay, how they got this value, that first we will discuss, then we'll go to the small g. Okay, capital G is equal to f times of d square divided by m1 into m2. This is the formula. Okay, the distance between the two objects, any two object I am taken as a 1 meter. Okay, each object is going to be a 1 kg 1 kg. That means it is 1 meter, it is 1 kg, it is 1 kg. So what is the force of attraction is going to create between these two objects, that we are taken as a capital G. So capital G is equal to 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. This much force is going to create between the force of attraction between the two objects. Okay, it's called Newton. It is called meter square. Distance will be 1 meter. 1 meter square, 1 meter. It's a meter square only. Kg, kg, 1 kg, 1 kg. It's going to be a kg square. From denominator, if you are taken as kg square as a numerator, 6.67 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square kg minus 2. I got what is the value of capital G also. Okay, the next thing we are going to do, what is the small g, how we can calculate small g value. Okay, small g value is acceleration due to gravity on the earth surface. Small g we are taken as on the earth surface. Small g value is equal to 9.8 meter by second square, or some of the place they will be taking 10 meter per second square. Is according to the calculation you can take it. Okay, 9.8 or 10. First we will learn how to calculate the small g. The thing is we are going to learn to calculate small g. How to calculate small g? Okay, so it is a earth surface, it is earth. I consider one apple on the earth surface. Okay, mass of the earth me, mass of the apple ma. Okay, so distance between these two, apple radius is going to be negligible. The radius of the earth I am taken as a capital R. Okay, so now f is equal to g times of m1 m2 divided by d square. This was we learned universal law of gravitation constant. Okay, here f is equal to g, same value, m1 mass of the earth, m2 mass of the apple. Second one, distance between the earth and the apple I am taken it is a radius of the earth square. Okay, now apple on the surface, the apple have the weight. Okay, so force is equal to weight, weight is equal to ma. Here a is going to be the acceleration due to gravity, is going to be small g. So m times of g is equal to f, otherwise weight is equal to mg. So the same equation I am taken as a mg is equal to g times of, it is a weight of the apple, so it is mass of apple into acceleration due to gravity. Weight is equal to mass into gravity, is equal to g times of mass of earth, mass of apple divided by radius of the earth square. Mass of the apple get cancelled, so small g is equal to g times of mass of the earth divided by radius of the earth square. Okay, so small g is acceleration due to gravity. Okay, acceleration is equal to acceleration due to gravity. Okay, capital G value 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. Radius of the earth 6400 kilometer. So 6400 kilometer into 10 power 3 meter radius of the earth. Okay, so radius of the earth square 6400 into 10 power 3 whole square. It is a mass of the earth, that also we know. Okay, mass of the earth 6 into 10 power it is a plus 24 kg. Okay, overall this calculation we are going to get as a very simple value. It is a 9.8 g. Okay, g is acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity is a velocity by time. Velocity is a displacement by time into time, because velocity is a displacement by time. Displacement is measured by meter, time is measured by second. Second into second, second square. So acceleration due to gravity meter by second square. We got what is a small g value. Okay, capital G is a universal gravitation constant. Small g is a acceleration due to gravity. Okay, see here, just capital G value, it's a 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. It is Newton meter square kg minus 2. The same value small g is equal to 9.8 meter by second square. We got what is a capital G and a small g. Okay, now small g variation. So how the small g is going to vary? Gravitation at acceleration due to gravity at some height. Okay, g on the earth surface we know it is 9.8 meter by second square. Okay, right now g at some height. Okay, we are going to calculate acceleration due to gravity at some height. Okay, consider it is a earth. Okay, when the object exactly on the surface of the earth, g is going to be 9.8 meter by second square. Okay, so object at some height. Okay, from the earth surface we will take it as a satellite. Okay, satellite, it is at some height. Okay, it is h height from the earth. So now what is acceleration due to gravity changes. So gravitation at some height is equal to question mark. I don't know what is the gravitation at some height. Okay, see here what I am going to do. Consider one satellite on the surface of the earth. Distance between these two is the radius of the earth. We know F is equal to g times of mass of the earth and mass of the satellite divided by radius of the earth, because distance between these two is a radius only. It is the radius of the earth square. Okay, so I know F is equal to weight of the satellite. Weight is equal to mass into gravity. Weight is equal to mass into gravity. It's a satellite weight, satellite mass. So satellite mass, gravity, okay, is equal to g times of me ms divided by r e square. ms get cancelled. So small g is equal to g times of me divided by r e square. Okay, this full calculation you are going to get as a 9.8 meter by second square. Okay, small g we got this much value on the surface of the earth. Okay, right now I consider some height. Okay, the object at some height. So the total satellite from the center, it is r plus h. So total height from the center, it is going to be r plus h. So gravity at some height, g will be same, mass of the earth will be same, but the distance now it is going to be a r plus height of the satellite. It's a square times is equal. This is second equation. It is the first equation I am taken. Okay, so we want to find this only, gh. Okay, so gh, equation 2 divided by equation 1. So it is g times of mass of the earth divided by radius plus h square, height of the satellite, divided by g me divided by r square. So capital G, capital M, it's getting cancelled. Okay, this denominator directly will go into the numerator. So r square divided by r plus h whole square. Okay, so this equation, what I am going to do now, it is a gh divided by g. So r square directly I am going to bring as a denominator. It's going to be 1 divided by r plus h divided by r whole square. Okay, further proceeding of this equation, I can take it as a r as a common LCM. So gh divided by g is equal to 1 divided by this calculation we are going to get 1 plus h divided by r square. Okay, so from denominator if you are taken this, plus 2 is going to change as a minus 2. 1 plus h divided by r plus 2 is going to change as a minus 2 gh divided by g. So gh is equal to g times of 1 plus h divided by r minus 2. In exponential equation, 1 plus xn is equal to 1 plus n x. Next term it will go like this. Only we are going to take it as a two terms. Next term will be negligible. Okay. So here 1 x will be h divided by r, n will be minus 2. Okay, we are modifying the same equation according to this situation. See here, gh is equal to g times of 1 minus 2 h divided by r. So because here n is minus 2, x is this much. Okay, so according to this equation we got gh is this much. Okay, it is a final equation, the gravitation variation due to the height. Okay, so next we are going to see how the gravitation variation with the depth. So gravitation at depth. So gravitation at depth. Okay, the same concept we are taken. It is a earth on the surface of the earth. If you are considering the human being, so it is g times of g me mass of the earth divided by radius of the earth square. Okay, now when we are going under the mine, okay, so you are imagine you are here, only this much mass is getting concentrated. Okay, remaining mass, these are the mass is waste only. Okay, so on the surface whole mass is concentrated. At this point the volume of the earth we have to consider only a small portion. Okay, so this much only will be getting concentrated when you are under the mine. Okay, so the gravitation also getting decreased. Okay, that is the value we are going to use. Okay, here in this equation I am going to relate with the volume, then only we can able to proceed. Volume and density. Okay, so mass is equal, mass by volume is equal to density. So mass is equal to density times of volume. So it is a sphere, so volume is going to be it is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So instead of writing mass of the earth, you can write as it is density times of 4 by 3 pi r cube. See here, small g is equal to capital G times of density 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by r square. This getting cancelled. So g is equal to 4 by 3 density universal gravitation constant pi r. Okay, now on depth, in depth what is the gravity? So gravitation at depth. So gravitation at depth I don't know. It is 4 by 3 density earth density will be the same, g pi. Now radius is going to be depth distance I am taken as a d. Total distance is a r. So remaining concentrating mass is a r minus d. So now the distance is going to be r minus d. Equation 2, equation 1. So equation 2 divided by 1 finally we will get as a very simple form of the equation. Gravitation at depth divided by gravity on the surface. 4 by 3 rho g pi r minus d, because second equation divided by 4 by 3 density gravity pi r. Everything getting cancelled. Only that remaining terms it's going to be there. So it is gd by g. Gd by g is equal to r minus d divided by r. Only this much will be there. It's a common LCM. You can take it 1 r by r 1 minus d divided by r is equal to gd divided by g. So this g I am bringing here. So gd is equal to g times of 1 minus d divided by r. So it is a gravitation at depth. Okay, gravitation at some depth. Okay, so second point also we got gravitation at some depth. Okay, so far we discussed universal law of gravitation. So universal law of gravitation, F is equal to g times of m1 m2 divided by d square. The second point we discussed capital G, it is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square kg minus 2. Under capital G dimensional formula, it is m power minus 1 L power 3 T power minus 2. Okay, and small g, how to calculate small g is 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, then gravitation at some height, it is the g times of 1 minus 2h divided by r. Gravitation at depth we got as g is equal to 1 minus d divided by r. The next point we are going to discuss orbital velocity, escape velocity, gravitational potential energy. So today we are going to have full revision for the gravitation. Okay, the next point we are going to discuss gravitational potential energy. Okay, yeah, now we are going to discuss how the gravitation, what is the gravitation at the center of the earth. Okay, we will take it, this is the earth. When our depth, it's going at the center of the earth. Okay, so depth is going to be center of the earth means radius of the earth. Okay, when this was equal, we know already GD is equal to G times of 1 minus H divided, D divided by R. When these two equal, we will be at the center of the earth. Okay, right now we are in the center of the earth. Okay, so this two equal is getting cancelled. We'll get G 1 minus 1 will get as a 0. So 0. Gravity at depth at the exactly center will get as a 0. So when the gravity is 0, weight is equal to mass into gravity. When the gravity is 0, weight is going to be a 0. It's going to be a weightlessness. So this is what we are going to learn. It is a weightlessness. Okay. So when the gravity is 0, that is the time weight is going to be 0 Newton. That time we can call it as a weightlessness. Okay. The next thing we are going to learn, so upcoming video, the next concept we are going to learn difference between mass and weight, how the orbital velocity, escape velocity, potential, gravitational potential energy and gravitational potential. These are the remaining topics we are going to discuss. Before go to that, we will be learning what is the difference between mass and weight. So mass, weight. So mass we can take it as a unit of mass, we can take it as a kg, unit of weight we can take it as a Newton. So Newton, weight is equal to mass into gravity. So mass is kg, acceleration get to gravity is a meter by second square. So mass is going to be kg, weight is going to be Newton. The unit of mass is kg, unit of weight is Newton. The next point, the mass is it is the amount of the quantity of the matter which is contained in the object, we can take it as a mass. Weight is going to be mass into gravity, and it is a scalar quantity. Scalar quantity means it's not having any direction. So it is vector quantity, it have the particular direction. So if the object we can dropped, it's going to have the particular direction. It's going to be kind of force. Force is equal to weight when the object is moving under the gravity. Okay. So it is measured by beam balance and physical balance. So beam balance will be like this. Okay, physical balance also will be like this. Okay, the gravity will be getting cancelled. Only we are going to measure using of this technique. We are going to measure with the mass. Okay, usually we can see this in vegetable shops. Okay. So weight we can measure using of compression balance or spring balance. Weight we can measure using of compression balance or spring balance. Okay. Mass is a kg, weight is a Newton. Mass is the quantity of matter contained in the object. Weight is equal to mass into gravity. Weight is equal to mass into gravity. It is a scalar quantity. It is a vector quantity. It is measured by beam balance, physical balance, or this is measured by spring balance or compression balance. Compression balance will be like this. So using of spring, we will be compressing, the using of compression technique will be using as a compression balance. Okay. The another thing, this will be fixed. It's not going to be changed place to place. This will be changing place to place because according to the gravity, it will be changed place to place. Okay. This value is a fixed one. Okay. Next, we are going to see what is the gravity on the earth surface, moon surface. Gravity on the moon surface. Imagine it is a earth and it is a moon. Okay. So I consider small object on the earth surface. The same object I consider on the moon surface also. Okay. I consider one apple on the earth surface as the same apple I consider on the moon surface. Okay. So now what is the difference we are going to observe? The concept we are going to learn. What is the gravitation on the moon surface? So F is equal to G times of mass of the earth. So it is an apple. So mass of the apple divided by radius of the earth. Radius of the earth. Okay. So mass apple we are radius of the apple we are going to consider as a negligible. It is a radius of the earth square. So F is equal to mg. So mg, it's a mass of the apple. It's going to be weight of the apple. So mass into gravity is equal to G times of me ma divided by re square. Ma get cancelled. So G on the earth surface is equal to, it is G times of me divided by re square. Okay. Now the same equation on the moon surface. So gravity on the moon surface is equal to G times of mass of moon divided by radius of the moon square. So this I am taken as a equation 1. This I am taken as a equation 2. So equation 2 divided by equation 1 is going to be G times of mass of the moon divided by radius of the moon square divided by G times of earth, gravity, acceleration due to gravity on the earth, divided by the first equation G mass of the earth divided by radius of the earth square. So constant term is getting cancelled. So gravity on the moon surface divided by gravity on the earth surface is equal to mass of the moon divided by radius of the moon square divided by mass of the earth divided by radius of the earth square. So when we are doing as a cross multiplication, just inverting the equation, a mass of the moon divided by mass of the earth into radius of the earth square divided by radius of the moon square. Okay, so now gm divided by g is equal to so mass of the moon divided by mass of the earth into radius of the earth square divided by radius of the moon whole square. This full calculation we are going to get 1 divided by 6. Its gravity on the earth surface is equal to gravity on moon surface. Gravity on the moon surface is 1 by 6 times of gravity on earth surface. Okay, the same equation, gravity on the earth surface is 6 times of gravity on the moon surface. Okay, so weight, in case we are taken as some object weight. Okay, so weight on the earth surface, so weight on the earth surface is equal to weight on the earth surface is equal to 6 times of weight on the moon surface. The same thing, because it is mass times of gravity, acceleration due to gravity present on the earth surface is equal to 6 times of mass of acceleration due to gravity present on the moon surface. This getting cancelled. So gravity on the earth surface is 6 times of gravity on the moon surface. Okay, I'll give one example. 10 kg mass. What is the weight on the earth surface? So weight on the earth surface is going to be 10 into 10. We'll take it as a 100 Newton. 100 Newton weight on the object on the earth surface. Same thing, weight on the moon surface is going to be 100 Newton divided by 6, because the weight will be decreasing as a 6 times because of acceleration due to gravity as a decreased as a 6 times. Okay, in case your weight on the earth surface will be 60 Newton. Okay, your weight on the earth surface will be 60 Newton. Okay, you are here, your weight is a 60 Newton. Okay, the same value on the moon surface. On the moon surface, it is 10 Newton only, because 6 times is going to decrease. Your mass will be the constant. Okay, yeah. We are going to discuss gravitational potential energy and gravitational potential. Okay, gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential energy, we can use the symbol of U. Okay, so what is a gravitational potential energy is stored on the earth surface. So gravitational potential, first I'll do the simple tips. I'll give how to find the equation. Work done is equal to force into displacement. Okay, it's a very simple trick. Okay, so it's g times of m1 m2 divided by r square. Displacement, if you are taken as r, it's getting cancelled. So gravitational potential energy, simple way of formula, we can take it as a u times of g is equal to m1 m2 divided by r. This is the equation we are going to derive the object bringing from infinity to the on the earth surface. This is called gravitational potential energy. Okay, so same equation I'm going to use with the formal procedure. So we are going to take it as a we are going to bring the object from the infinity to the on the earth surface. It's a test mass, I'm taken small m. It is a mass of the earth, I'm taken capital M. Okay, so gravitational potential energy is going to be the work done. Work done is equal to force into displacement. Okay, so integration of work done is going to be a integration of dw will be w. It's total work done. You can use this total work done is a u. Integration of dw will be w. So I know F is equal to g times of m1 m2 divided by r square, and it is a dr. Okay, I am bringing the it is unknown distance, we are taken as a mass from dr distance. Okay, actually we are going to bring the mass from infinity to the on the surface of the earth. Okay, surface of the earth, it's going to be radius. Okay, so the charge mass I am bringing from infinity to on the surface of the earth. Infinity to on the surface of the earth. Right now we are solving as a gravitational potential energy. What is the equation for gravitational potential energy? This is the equation. It's not actual method to solve. Okay, we have to solve like this. Okay, gravitational potential energy is equal to work done. Work done is equal to force into displacement. So force is this much, displacement is this much. Okay, so this what we are going to do it. So it is g times of m1 m2 divided by r square. I am taken as a numerator, so r minus 2 dr, the integration limit bringing from infinity to on the surface of the earth. Okay, so integration formula, integration of xn dx, this is going to be xn plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Very simple. Okay, so here n is a minus 2, so is equal to g times of m1 m2 r minus 2 plus 1 divided by minus 2 plus 1. Limit will be infinity to r. Okay. Now minus 2 plus 1 is going to be minus 1, minus 2 plus 1 is going to be minus 1. G times of m1, m2, it is r minus 1 divided by minus 1, infinity to r. Okay. So next thing we are going to do, minus 1 I am going to bring as a denominator. It's going to be gravitational potential energy G times of m1, m2. It's going to be minus times of this. I am bringing denominator. Minus 1 is going to become as a plus 1. It is infinity to r. Okay. So now the same equation, minus, first I am bringing as a higher limit inside, then lower limit. G times of m1, m2, minus times of 1 by r, higher limit, minus 1 divided by infinite, lower limit, minus of minus. 1 by infinite will be 0. Okay. So finally gravitational potential energy minus times of G m1, m2 divided by r. So it is gravitational potential energy. Okay. So the unit will be joules only, reason it is a energy. Okay. Next thing, gravitational potential. Okay. Gravitational potential. So potential is the unit of the potential is the voltage, gravitational potential. So potential is equal to work done by mass. Work done by mass in a gravitation. Work done is going to be minus G times of m1, m2 divided by r divided by m. It's a test mass only, getting cancelled. Okay. So gravitational potential is equal to minus G times of m divided by r. It's going to be radius of the earth. Okay. It is a potential and it is a potential energy minus G times of m. It is m divided by r. Okay. So potential symbol we can take it as a V. Potential energy you can take it as a symbol of U. Okay. The next concept we are going to discuss orbital velocity, escape velocity and total energy. Okay. First we will discuss orbital velocity. Okay. Orbital velocity. The minimum velocity is required to the object will be in a orbital stationary orbit. Okay. So when the earth is revolving around the sun, it's required some velocity. So it required some velocity that we can take it as a orbital velocity. Then only it will be in a orbit. Okay. That we are taken as a orbital velocity. Okay. The force which is attracted by the sun, it is called gravitational force. Okay. Gravitational force. The next thing, the force which is acting towards the center, we can call it as a centripetal force. This is the cause of the circular motion, centripetal force. Gravitation force is equal to centripetal force. Gravitation force G times of mass of the sun, mass of the earth divided by orbital radius. Orbital radius. Okay. Is equal to centripetal force mv square by r. mv square by r. Okay. Here mass is going to be mass of the earth because earth only is revolving around the sun. Okay. So it is centripetal force is for the earth, not for the sun. Okay. So in this equation r square get cancelled. Okay. Mass of the earth going to get cancelled. Okay. So velocity square is equal to G times of mass of sun divided by radius. Okay. So velocity is equal to root of G ms divided by r. Already I said small g is equal to capital G times of m divided by r square. So small g r square is equal to capital G m. Okay. So small g m we can take it as the orbital velocity as a root of g r square divided by r get cancelled. Orbital velocity is equal to root of g times of r. It is a orbital radius. Okay. And it is a gravitation, acceleration due to gravity. Okay. Consider it is a earth. Okay. Consider it is a earth. I consider one satellite like this. Okay. So satellite orbital radius will be like this. So radius of the earth plus height of the satellite. So the total orbital radius is going to be radius of the earth plus height of the satellite. Okay. So now our orbital velocity is going to be is equal to root times of the same equation. From here you can take it g times of mass of the sun divided mass of the earth. Here I am taking example, it is a earth. Okay. Re plus radius of the earth plus height of the satellite. Okay. You can modify the same equation according to your requirement. Okay. The next thing, we are going to do with the escape velocity. Okay, the velocity which is a minimum velocity required to require the satellite revolve in orbit without escaping from the earth. Okay, so we launch the satellite. Okay, it needs some minimum velocity, escape velocity, otherwise the satellite will be escaped from the orbit. Okay, so this one we are taken as a escape velocity. Okay, so it is satellite we are taken as a example. So see here, for kinetic energy of mv square, the kinetic energy of the satellite is equal to potential energy of the satellite. Okay, where we have to maintain this case. Okay, when this was happen, the satellite is not going to revolve in the orbit, it's going to come down. Okay, so when it is overcoming this velocity, more than this velocity, that is the time it's going to revolve in the orbit. That's called, we can take it as a escape velocity. Kinetic energy is equal to potential energy. Potential energy, already we have the equation, gravitational potential energy, G times of mm divided by r. So G times of m divided by r. Okay, it is kinetic energy of the satellite. It is a earth and it is a satellite. Okay, satellite get cancelled. 2 I am bringing here. Velocity square is equal to 2 times of g mass of the earth divided by radius. So v is equal to whole square 2gme divided by r. Okay, already we know g is equal to gme divided by r square. So gme is equal to g times of re square. Okay, same equation I modified like this. So it is going to be escape velocity, it's a root 2 times of 2 g r square divided by r. This getting cancelled, so escape velocity is equal to root of 2gr. Okay, I hope you understand. Re is the r is the orbital radius. Okay, orbital radius means from here to here. Okay, in case it is a radius of the earth, it is height. Okay, this is going to be changed as a re plus h. Okay, so it is the orbital radius. So orbital velocity is equal to root of g r. Escape velocity is the root 2 times of gr. Okay, so this what we are learning, orbital and escape velocity. Okay, the next concept we are going to learn, what is the total energy. Okay, total energy. So total energy of the launching satellite. Okay, total energy is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Okay, kinetic energy of mv square, potential energy g times of mm divided by r. Okay, so this what is a total energy, because this already I told you how to get. Okay, this is kinetic energy of mv square. Okay, now what is mv square? Just I am going to make it as a, what is the total energy of the satellite, launching satellite. Okay, so it's going to be centripetal force is equal to gravitation force, is g times of m divided by r square. So it is this getting cancelled, this getting cancelled. Sorry, mv square we want. Okay, so mv square is equal to g times of mm divided by r. Only r getting cancelled. Okay, so instead of writing mv square, you can write as a half times of g m divided by r minus g m divided by r. Okay, it is g is a universal gravitation constant. It's a mass 1, it is a mass 2. Here mass 1 is the earth, mass 2 is the satellite also. Okay, this r is the orbital radius. Okay, so r is the orbital radius. Okay, now the same equation we are going to simplify. So see how I am going to simplify. Just common LCM is the denominator is a 2r. Okay, so this side gm, just cross multiplication, minus 2 times of gm. So we'll get minus gm divided by 2r is the total energy. Okay, required for the satellite. Okay, the next thing we are going to learn, it's a geostationary satellite. Okay, geostationary satellite. Okay, geostationary satellite. So the satellite which is stationary will be revolving around us. Okay, if in case it is India satellite, means if you are launching, okay, it will be time taken for one complete revolution, or complete revolution is 24 hours. It will be stationary to our earth surface. Okay, so it is called geostationary satellite. Okay, so it will be stationary above our surface. Okay, it's stationary. The time period for this one is 24 hours. Velocity is equal to circumference of the circle 2 pi r by time period. Okay, so 2 pi r it's a distance. Okay, r is a distance, 2 pi is a pi is a 3.14. now time period is a 24 hours. Okay, so using of this calculation you can find what is a geostationary satellite velocity. Okay, totally I completed all the concepts from the gravitation constant. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Thank you for everyone. Okay, thank you. And today we are going to see full gravitation formula. If you like my channel, please subscribe. It is very helpful to your preparation, whether you are preparing JEE or NEET, whatever exam you are preparing, this will be help you lot. The gravitation, first universal law of gravitation, the force of attraction or repulsion between the two objects F is equal to G times of m1 m2 divided by d square. So m1 mass, m2 mass, distance between these two we can take it as a d. So capital G is a universal gravitation constant 6.67 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square kg minus 2. The another word gravitation small g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. So small g, the way to find small g is equal to dash f I am taken as ma, so mg I am taken here mg on the earth is going to be g, it's g times of m1 m2 divided by, it is a radius of the earth, I consider one apple on the earth's surface. Okay, r is a radius of the earth, m1 is the mass of the earth, m2 is the mass of the apple, so radius square. So this is a mass of the apple getting cancelled. So small g is equal to capital G times of mass of the earth divided by radius of the earth square. Distance between these two is a radius only, apple radius I consider as a negligible. So using of this formula we can find small g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Next thing, gravitation in a height. So object at some height, what is the gravitation? Some satellite or some object is at height, what is the gravitation? It is g times of it is acceleration due to gravity on the earth's surface, which is going to be 9.8 meter per second square. 1 minus 2 height, it's a height of the object divided by it is a radius of the earth, like this we can write. Okay, the another thing, gravitation at depth gd is equal to, g is the acceleration due to gravity on the earth's surface, it is 1 minus d divided by r. It is gravitation changing due to the height, gravitation changing due to the depth. Okay, so d we consider as a, what is the depth of the under the earth, what is the depth, you need the gravity. Next is the orbital velocity, escape velocity. Orbital velocity, it is a velocity which is a minimum velocity is required, the object has to be revolved in a orbit, so v naught is equal to gr, it is called orbital velocity. The second one, escape velocity, v is equal to, you can make it with 2 times of gr, or you can take it this equation also, it is the escape velocity, it is orbital velocity, or you can take it gm divided by r square whole square also, the same thing, 2 times of gm divided by r square. This formula also we can take it. The next thing, gravitational potential energy, gravitational field and gravitational potential. These are the 3 formulas we are going to discuss. Okay, first thing, gravitational field. Okay, gravitational field E, we can take it as a gravitational field. Force per unit mass, we can take it as a gravitational field. Force already we have, this is the force, it is a g times of one mass will get cancelled, m divided by d square, it is a gravitational field. Okay, gravitational field formula. The next formula, gravitational potential energy. So u is a gravitational potential energy, so we can take it force into displacement. If example only I am doing this. Okay, so f is it is g times of m1 m2 divided by d square into d. Distance I am taken, d get cancel. So gravitational potential energy, usually potential energy will be minus g times of m1 m2 divided by d, otherwise you can take it as a r also, because we are going to consider gravitational potential energy on the surface of the earth. Okay, so it is g times of m1 m2 divided by r, it is a gravitational potential energy formula. The another thing, gravitational potential. So potential is going to be called as a voltage. So voltage is equal to work done by mass. Okay, already we know work done is the minus g times of m1 m2 divided by r divided by m. So mass getting cancelled, gravitational potential is equal to minus g times of m divided by r. Okay, so far we discussed these are the formulas. Okay, if you like my channel, please subscribe. So first we saw f is equal to g times of m1 m2 divided by d square. Second we discussed g is equal to g times of m divided by r square. Okay, the next thing we got as orbital velocity and escape velocity. So orbital velocity is a root times of gr, escape velocity is a root times of 2gr. The next formula we discussed, it is gravitation at height. It's g times of 1 minus 2h divided by d. Gravitation in depth, so gravitation in depth is equal to g times of 1 minus d divided by r. The next thing, gravitational field is equal to it is f divided by m, that which is going to be a g times of m divided by r square. Next thing, gravitational potential energy, it's a minus times of g m1 m2 divided by r. The next thing, gravitational potential V is equal to minus g times of m divided by r. Okay, these are the formulas we learned. The remaining formulas is there for Kepler's law, time period of the satellite. Okay, this geostationary satellite. These are the total energy is in orbit. These are the concept we left. Okay, the next concept we are going to learn, it is what is a total energy. Total energy is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Kinetic energy of mv square potential energy minus g times of m1 m2 divided by r. So mv square, using centripetal force, mv square by r is equal to gravitational potential energy g times of m1 m2 divided by r square. Centripetal force is equal to gravitation force. This what getting cancelled, so this will get m. It is a mv square. Instead of mv square, you can write g m1 m2 divided by r square. m1 m2 divided by 2 times of r get cancelled. So here only r will be there. So instead of mv square, I wrote this equation. Okay, minus g times of m1 m2 divided by r. This total finally will get what is the total energy in orbit. So minus g times of m1 m2 divided by 2r. So I got what is the total energy also. The next thing we are going to discuss about what is a Kepler's law. There are 3 laws is there in Kepler's law. It is a first law. It is based on when the point it is close to the sun. When the earth is close to the sun, we can take it as a pre-g. When it's a far distance, we can take it as a apogee. Okay, it is a first law says when the earth is close to the sun, we can take it pre-g point. When it's the earth is a longer distance to the sun, we can take it as a apogee. The second law, total area with respect to the time is going to be constant. Total area swiping out. Okay, when the earth is revolving from one place to another place, the swiping area is going to be constant. dA by dt is constant of times of it is L divided by M. L is constant, M is constant. So total area of swiping out is also constant. So this is going to be a constant, is representing as a second law. Okay. Now Kepler's third law. So Kepler's third law is representing squaring of time period is going to be cube of directly proportional to cube of radius. Okay. This equation we are going to get, it is this equation we are going to get when the earth is revolving around the sun. Okay, when the earth is revolving around the sun, centripetal force is equal to gravitation force. Centripetal force is equal to gravitation force. So this is going to be mv square by r centripetal force, gravitation force g times of m divided by r square. R is here, it is a orbital radius. Okay, it is a mass of the earth. Okay, it is a mass of the earth getting cancelled. This is a mass of the sun. Okay, so 2 mass is there, one is a sun mass, another one is a earth mass. Okay, so r square get cancelled, v square is equal to g times of m divided by r. This what will get velocity in a circular motion, its displacement by time. Displacement is a 2 pi r divided by t. Okay, just I am going to substitute in this equation. So let's see what we are going to get. Okay, so this is a final formula for the Kepler's law. It's a third law. Okay, so it is a v square, so it is 2 square pi square r square divided by t square is equal to g m divided by r. R I am taken this side, t I am taken this side. It's 4 pi square r cube is equal to t square divided by g m. So t square is directly proportional to cube of the radius. It is a representation of third law. Okay. The next thing, time period for the geostationary satellite. Time period for the geostationary satellite, time is equal to question mark. So velocity is equal to, in circular motion, geostationary satellite is 2 pi r, circumference of the circle divided by time period. Time period is equal to 2 pi r divided by v. Okay, we can find the time period is 24 hours for the geostationary satellite. Okay, so it's a most important concept based on the gravitation. Mostly we discussed all the formulas. The final review I'm going to give what are the formulas is there in a gravitation. The first one, F is equal to g times of m1 m2 divided by d square, otherwise r square, anything you can take it. Okay, distance between the two objects, that's it. Okay, force we got. The next thing, small g is equal to gm divided by r square, acceleration due to gravity, which is going to be 9.8 meter per second square. The another value g is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square, it is a kg minus 2. Okay, so then next thing, it is a gravitation at height, it is g times of 1 minus 2h divided by r. It is acceleration due to gravity, it is a height of the object. Okay, it is a radius of the earth. The another thing, gravity at depth, the next formula, gravity at depth. So gravity at depth is equal to g times of 1 minus it is d divided by r. It is acceleration due to gravity, it is the depth of the object, it is the radius of the earth surface. Okay, the next thing, we can take it as a gravitational potential, gravitational field is going to be g times of m1 m2 divided by d square, or d, so this mass we won't get, divided by d square. Okay, because gravitational field is the force per unit mass, so it's going to be r square or d square, anything will be. Gravitational potential energy minus times of g m1 m2 divided by r, and the gravitational potential voltage V is equal to g times of m divided by r. Okay, then total energy is equal to total energy, kinetic energy plus potential energy minus times of g m1 m2 divided by 2r is a total energy. The next thing, Kepler is first law, it is a representation of pre-g and apogee point. Okay, close point and long distance point. Okay, Kepler is second law, it's representing area of swiping out with respect to the time is equal to constant. It's representing in a representation in the second law. Kepler is third law. Okay, third law, squaring of time period is directly proportional to the cube of the radius. Okay, so these are the very important formulas in gravitation. Okay, so if you are having revision in this formula, you can get the questions. Okay, yeah, I forgot to write escape velocity and orbital velocity. Escape velocity is root 2 times of gr is equal to orbital velocity is the root times of gr. Okay, these are the very important formula based in gravitation. Okay, the another formula, the relation between the weight on the earth surface and the moon surface. So gravity on the moon surface is 1 by 6 times of gravity on the earth surface. Okay, the same formula you can write, weight on the moon surface is 1 divided by 6 times of weight on the earth surface. Okay, this formula will get gravity on the earth surface is g times of m divided by r square. It is for earth, the same formula, gravity on the moon surface, g times of mass on the moon and radius of the moon square. When we are doing this two division, gravity on the earth surface divided by gravity on the moon surface, will get this calculation will get as a 6. So gravity on the earth surface is 6 times of gravity on the moon surface. It's a very simple calculation. Okay, if you like my channel, please subscribe. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you everyone.